The situation will still be the same. You still won't have a job. You will be just here complaining, and your family will get sick of it, sick of you at some point. So you need to still fight. Get up. Don't stay on the floor. Yes, take some time to grieve, because the news can be very hurtful. It can be very painful. So take the time to grieve, but don't stay on the floor. You still need to go out and do what is necessary and do your part. Even if it's very hard, even if it seems unfair, you still have to fight. Do you feel like you're living a very difficult situation and you cannot get out of it? Do you feel like a victim? If that's the case, keep watching. Hi, my name is Amina. I'm a life coach, and I'm here to give you some tips and help you with some questions you might have. So if you have some questions and suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you like what I do here, please subscribe, like, and share, and help me spread the word and help more people. So today I want to talk about the fact that you are not a victim. So many people, when they find themselves in a very difficult situation, nothing is working, the world is coming to an end, I cannot find a job, oh, I just lost I just lost my job, for example. They can feel like victims, and I'm not saying that to overlook or to diminish what people are feeling. It's just that at some point you have a situation, you're still living. If you keep acting like you're a victim, you're not gonna go anywhere. You have chosen to stay alive and to continue to live, so you have to find a way to continue to live and find your happiness. And so that's what this video is about. Not blaming, not saying that I'm better than anybody, because I'm saying you're not a victim, but I could say that to myself because I have found myself in that kind of situation, and I still get in that kind of situation. So let's go. So the first thing that I wanted to say is, even if something isn't fair, you still have to fight. That means even if somebody, even if you were fired because somebody did something wrong, but you were accused, that's unfair. But the problem is, if you just stay at home crying or being angry, telling everybody what happened, you're not gonna move forward, because the fact that you're doing that is not gonna get you anywhere. The situation will still be the same. You still won't have a job. You will be just here complaining, and your family will get sick of it, sick of you at some point. So you need to still fight. Get up. Don't stay on the floor. Yes, take some time to grieve, because the news can be very hurtful. It can be very painful. So take the time to grieve, but don't stay on the floor. You still need to go out and do what is necessary and do your part. Even if it's very hard, even if it seems unfair, you still have to fight. So next point is, I have made some point, and I don't want to call them tips, because it feels strange. So the next point is, you need to grieve, accept the past, and feel your emotions. So I already talked about that in the first point, but yeah, now I just want to deepen what I said. So grieve. When something unfair, something that feels unfair happened to you, you're tempted to tell it to everybody, tempted to dwell on it and to scream, to punch the walls. I don't know. Everybody has their own reaction. But the thing is, it's very hurtful, it's very painful. So you have to take the time to acknowledge that you're hurt. And it doesn't mean that you are not, it doesn't mean that you're a weak person. You're just a person with feelings and emotions. And when somebody does something unfair to you, of course, it's gonna hurt. So acknowledge that hurt and accept it. So if you do the grieving process the correct way, that means you have different stages. You should reach a point where you accept the situation, and now you make peace with it, and you can move forward. So that's what I'm saying. Feel your emotion, accept the past, grieve, and then you will be able over time to move forward and get to the next point, if I can say that. So that next point is commit to get better. And if you are too damaged, you need to see a professional. So professional like a therapist, a counselor, they're gonna help you if you are really struggling to get back on your feet. So commit. You need to decide, today I'm gonna change my life. It's not an easy process when you're really down. So I can take, for example, when you are dating people, when you are dating and you just keep having failures and heartbreaks, you're just tempted to give up, and you feel like a victim. So that was the case for me, by the way. That's why I'm taking that example. And at some point you're so discouraged that you don't even want to try anymore. What Stefan Speaks call dating fatigue. So in my case, I was really tired of the same outcome. And the thing is, you don't even step back enough to see what are your mistakes, because you're just discouraged, and you just keep trying and trying, but you don't stop to see where you're getting things wrong. So when you commit to get better, so at some point you're just gonna say, okay, the dating thing didn't work for me so far. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna commit to have a better dating experience, for example. So you're gonna go and do the work you need to do your research, and even ask people who know you really well if they can give you some advice based on what they see in your behavior, for example. That's the kind of things that I'm talking about. And you can even work with a professional, and they're gonna help you see your blind spots. So it's always a good thing. You commit, you make the decision, and then you start taking the actions to move forward. So before we get to the next point, I wanted to let you know that I have a one-on-one coaching service. So if you're interested in working with me, you can reach out using the link to my website that is in the description box. I also have a blog where I talk about the same kind of subjects, just in written form. So if you want to give it a try, thank you for your support. So the next point is, now you have decided, you have committed that your life is going to get better. Now you need a plan, and you need to take baby steps to get to the results you want. So there is this famous plan called the 7 Baby Steps by Dave Ramsey. For example, If you're somebody that is in debt and you want your life to get better, so you commit to have a better financial life, you look for the plan. So if you can create something on your own, good, but it's always good to look around and see if something that works doesn't exist already. So for example, in the case of somebody who is in debt and wants to get better with their finances, if you check the Ramsey the baby steps, the 7 baby steps Dave Ramsey plan, everything is outlined. It's not something that is easy, but it's very clear. Everything is there. You just need to follow the plan. And what I really like about it is it's called the 7 baby steps, and it's really because you really go at your own pace. And I'm saying that it's not really true, because when he says baby step 1 you get to $1,000, and then baby step 2 you need to pay off all your debts, and baby step 3 you need to get a fully funded emergency fund. You have to really go gazelle intense, like they said. So you have to sacrifice and do everything you can to accomplish those 3 steps, and then you get to baby step 4, and so on and so forth. And now you can decrease the level of intensity you're using. So you have the plan. Now you take the steps, and the steps need to be very clear, very simple, even if they're hard, like the 7 baby steps by Dave Ramsey. But at least you have a clear path and you can just follow it. And the fact that you know that it works, and it has worked for a lot of people, even if you have sometimes very challenging moments and you're tempted to abandon, at least you will remember your why, and you will remember that the plan works. So that's very important. The next point is you need to celebrate your wins. So for example, let's say for somebody who has lost their job, let's say, now you have committed and now you have a plan. So you are sending your resume using what Ken Coleman calls the proximity principle. So you talk to people you give them your resume, and if they know about a position that is open, they can introduce you directly over there, and it's way easier than sending randomly your resume online, which can work. But because I did it and I've seen how difficult it can be. Yeah. So you have now you have sent your resume. You have people have introduced you to their boss or something. Now you have an interview. This is a big deal, and if you have even 5, even better. So celebrate that win, because at some point you were jobless and desperate. Now you have an interview, and you have found the motivation to go back on your feet and to get back on the job market and find something that's going to help you and find a job. So celebrate, even if it feels like it's small, it's not significant, but at least you tell your brain, okay, when I make the effort, I get acknowledged and I get celebrated and I get a reward. So just do that. Every time you have a small win that is moving you forward, celebrate it. Don't underestimate it, because you need everything to stay motivated. So, and my last point is don't give up, keep doing the work, and review the process. So what do I mean by review the process is you need to, so you do the work, you do all the steps that I talked about, and now you need to check, okay, is this action working or not? If it's not, how can it work better? Is there a better way to do this? So you course correct, you assess what you're doing, and if something is not working well, just find another way to do it, or find something totally different. But at least you will have something available. You assess if you are going in the right direction, which is very important. Okay, so to recap the point that I made today. So number one is, even if something seems unfair, you still have to fight. So you have lost your job, but it wasn't your fault. You still need to find another job. Number two is grieve, accept the past, and feel your emotions. Number three, commit to have a better life. And if you're too deep in desperation, you can see a professional, a therapist, a counselor. Number four is find a plan and do things slowly, little by little. Number five is celebrate your wins, even if they're small. And number six is don't give up and assess the process. In case something is not working, you can do it better or replace it by something else that works better. Okay, so my challenge for you today is, if you are down, try to reframe everything. So if you're here, you're a loser, you're a victim, you're not good enough, for example, take that language and change it. So not like I'm not a loser. You can say something like, okay, things are going to get better. Like it's some kind of positive thinking, but it's based more on what you're hearing, and you just re-say things in a more positive way. So that's my challenge for you today. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you like what I do here. And don't forget to ask your questions and give me your suggestions in the comment section below. So the question for you today is, when was the last time you felt like a victim? And how did you get out of that mode? So that's it for today's video. In the meantime, I wish you a good week, and I will see you next time. Bye.